Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Skilled through long experience. An old offender. Belonging to some prior time. Just preceding something else in time or order. My old house was larger. Very good. We had a grand old time. Of a very early stage in development. Of long duration, not new. Old tradition. Past times, especially in the phrase, in days of old. Used especially of persons, having lived for a relatively long time or attained a specific age. His mother is very old. Used for emphasis, very familiar. Good old boy. Skilled through long experience. The older soldiers. Used of the older of two persons of the same name, especially used to distinguish a father from his son. Advanced in years. Aged is pronounced as two syllables. Belonging to some prior time. Erstwhile friend. At a previous time. Her erstwhile writing. Belonging to some prior time. Our former glory. Belonging to the distant past. Former generations. Used especially of persons, of the immediate past. The former president. The first of two or the first mentioned of two. Tom and Dick were both heroes, but only the former is remembered today. Referring to the first of two things or persons mentioned, or the earlier one or ones of several. The novel was made into a film in 1943 and again in 1967. I prefer the former version to the latter one. Belonging to some prior time. Belonging to some prior time. Belonging to some prior time. Her quondam lover. Belonging to some prior time. Just preceding something else in time or order. The previous owner. Too soon or too hasty. Our condemnation of him was a bit previous. Used especially of persons, of the immediate past. The previous occupant of the White House. Very good. Discourage or frighten with threats or a domineering manner, intimidate. A cruel and brutal fellow. Very good. He did a bully job. Be bossy towards. A hired thug. Very good. A sudden sharp noise. He heard the cracking of the ice. Very good. The act of cracking something. The process whereby heavy molecules of naphtha or petroleum are broken down into hydrocarbons of lower molecular weight, especially in the oil refining process. A sailing vessel with two masts. A small mizzen is aft of the rudder post. A man who is much concerned with his dress and appearance. Very good. In an advanced stage of pregnancy. Was great with child. Of major significance or importance. A great work of art. Uppercase. Grade A. Very good. Had a great time at the party. A person who has achieved distinction and honor in some field. He is one of the greats of American music. Relatively large in size or number or extent. Larger than others of its kind. A great juicy steak. Remarkable or out of the ordinary in degree or magnitude or effect. A great crisis. British informal, very chic. Groovy clothes. Very good. Express grief verbally. Intense or sharp. Painful as if caused by a sharp instrument. Keen winds. Having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinctions. Very good. A funeral lament sung with loud wailing. Having a sharp cutting edge or point. A keen blade. Free from clumsiness, precisely or deftly executed. The neat exactness of the surgeon's knife. Clean or organized. Her neat dress. Superficially impressive, but lacking depth and attention to the true complexities of a subject. It was a neat plan, but bound to fail. Very good. A neat sports car. Of an alcoholic drink, without water. Took his whiskey neat. Showing care in execution. Neat homework. Very good. Very good. Of something resembling a peach in color. Very good. Very good. The act of breaking something into small pieces. Very good. You look simply smashing. Expand abnormally. The bellies of the starving children are swelling. Come up, as of feelings and thoughts, or other ephemeral things. Smoke swelled from it. Become filled with pride, arrogance, or anger. The mother was swelling with importance when she spoke of her son. A man who is much concerned with his dress and appearance. The undulating movement of the surface of the open sea. Come up, as of a liquid. Very good. A crescendo followed by a decrescendo. A rounded elevation, especially one on an ocean floor. Cause to become swollen. The water swells the wood. Increase in size, magnitude, number, or intensity. The music swelled to a crescendo. Having experience. Having knowledge or skill from observation or participation. Having experience. Having knowledge or skill from observation or participation. A verb tense that expresses actions or states in the past. The time that has elapsed. Forget the past. So as to pass a given point. Every hour a train goes past. Of a person who has held and relinquished a position or office. A earlier period in someone's life, especially one that they have reason to keep secret. Reporters dug into the candidate's past. Earlier than the present time, no longer current. Time past. Of a person who has held and relinquished a position or office. Existing or coming before. That which is pleasing or valuable or useful. Weigh the good against the bad. Articles of commerce. with or in a close or intimate relationship. A good friend. Moral excellence or admirableness. There is much good to be found in people. Exerting force or influence. A warranty good for 2 years. Promoting or enhancing well-being. The experience was good for her. Often used as a combining form, in a good or proper or satisfactory manner or to a high standard. Good is a non-standard dialectal variant for well. The baby can walk pretty good. Tending to promote physical well-being, beneficial to health. A good night's sleep. Appealing to the mind. Good music. Of moral excellence. A genuinely good person. Not left to spoil. The meat is still good. In excellent physical condition. Good teeth. Not forged. A good dollar bill. Having the normally expected amount. Gives good measure. Completely and absolutely good is sometimes used informally for thoroughly. We beat him good. Deserving of esteem and respect. Ruined the family's good name. Resulting favorably. It's a good thing that I wasn't there. Having or showing knowledge and skill and aptitude. A good mechanic. Financially safe. A good investment. Most suitable or right for a particular purpose. A good time to plant tomatoes. Agreeable or pleasing. We all had a good time. Benefit. For your own good. Capable of pleasing. Good looks. Generally admired. Good taste. Having desirable or positive qualities, especially those suitable for a thing specified. Good news from the hospital. Morally admirable. Thorough. Had a good workout. In good time. During an early stage. Early on in her career. Before the usual time or the time expected. She graduated early. Belonging to the distant past. The early inhabitants of Europe. At or near the beginning of a period of time or course of events or before the usual or expected time. Early morning. Being or occurring at an early stage of development. In an early stage. Expected in the near future. Look for an early end to the negotiations. Of an early stage in the development of a language or literature. Very young. At an early age. Belonging to or lasting from times long ago. Age-old customs.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.